Hey, what's going on, world? This is your boy Najee from RapRadar.com. You're now tuned into a special installment of Cigar Talk. Now, usually I always like to say I got a special guest, but today's special might be an understatement, man. This brother sitting to my left is a manager extraordinaire, a legend in his own right, a legend in this hip hop and rap game. Manages A Boogie with the Hoodie. If you don't know this brother, you need to know. We're about to get these gems. Special episode of Cigar Talk. I got my man, Mr. Webb. What's going on, brother?
What's up, bro? What's up?
How's everything, man?
It's a hell of an intro, man. Hell of an intro. I appreciate
you, bro. Man.
Appreciate that. Yeah, for sure, man. Been in this for a minute, man. We just taking it to next levels right now.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's interesting and it's dope that we're not just talking about the legacy. We're talking about current events, right? Like, you manage one of the hottest acts in the city, like in the country, the hottest acts in the game right now. And A Boogie, talk about that a little bit. Just what did you see in him?
A Boogie is, he's the new wave of artists, but he has a lot of, you know how they say they're mumble rappers?
Yeah.
A Boogie is like, the opposite of mumble rapper, you know what I mean? And I call him Young Mike, you know what I mean?
Young
so
Mike.
for rap, I see him as Michael Jackson, you know what I'm saying? He's, you know what I mean? He's clean. He's for the ladies. He's not, with all the gangster nonsense. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
He's just, you know what I mean? He's just smooth.
Yeah, he's definitely for that. I was at the concert. He was standing on the piano with the hard bottom shoes.
It's crazy.
And the girls was going crazy.
Crazy, bro.
Right.
Yeah.
So I think it's interesting. In the little clip we posted with A Boogie when he was talking about you, he said that I guess it took maybe you guys talking for about a month because he said he doesn't really open up to people. He's kind of reserved. So what was that process like, kind of just, talking to him and kind of getting him involved in your management?
Yeah, just showing him the knowledge that I had or have about, the music game and strategizing and strategy, how to navigate, the business, and just pretty much telling him, different ways and avenues he could take to become, one of the top artists in the game. Mm-hmm. I think, and then he just felt me out and his team felt me out as a person and just felt I was genuine. And, I have everything, everything is transparent, So, he just took to me and I took to him, man. That's my bro, you know what I'm saying?
So what was it? Because like I said, there's so much history when it comes to just the legacy of Webb, right? And just, you running around in the 90s and all that kind of stuff. So how is it that, sonically you're able to kind of hear, because, the rap game was different, the way the sonically sounds then and now. So what was it kind of about A Boogie that made you, just want to reach out, and even though, sonically things are different?
Yeah, sonically things are different, absolutely. But you always can compare an artist when you see them to somebody from those past days. So like, I saw a lot of like a Slick Rick in A, believe it or not, you know what I'm saying? I saw a Big Daddy Kane in him in a way, because he's just, Big Daddy Kane was wearing suits, right? And he was somewhat reserved. Slick Rick was a ladies' man, and when you listen to his music, you could just hear, the cadences are smooth, and he's just a clean cut guy, you know what I mean? Got a nice low haircut. These guys now got tattoos on their face. He's just clean. So,
but the thing is, man, and that's interesting that you say that, right? Is he's able to kind of toe the lines. I went to Rikers Island to go talk to some of the youth there one time. This is maybe about 4 or 5 months ago, and I'm like, who do you guys listen to in rap? And everybody in there was just like, A Boogie that's all we listen to. That's all we rock with. So it's like he has the streets and the ladies. Like, how do you think he's just able to kind of encapsulate everything just in his music?
Right. I mean, him being from the Bronx is, instrumental in a lot of his music, obviously, and it's ingrained in his DNA. So, knowing that the Bronx is the birthplace of hip hop, you could just hear that in his music, and the Bronx is very gritty also. Right. So that's the grittiness. And his parents, raised him well, you know what I mean? And they took him out of the quote unquote the hood and brought him to a spot in Florida where he went to school, and he learned to crafts down there. So he has both sides of the coin, per se, you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So that's what you see in him.
Well, we definitely got the chance to see the gritty side kind of play out in the media Recently, he had some at the Rolling Loud Festival. They had some a fight going on with him and Lil B, and his name got tossed around in the media. What was that like? Just I guess as a manager, seeing that and seeing your artists kind of getting in conflict with other artists. How do you kind of take to that?
I mean, he's young, and I don't know the full story of it. Man, Lil B's a pretty crazy dude, so
right.
I don't know exactly what he did, but I'm pretty sure he did something to aggravate Boogie, because Boogie don't really, you know what I'm saying? He's a cool guy, you know what I'm saying? So I was a little even disappointed in the situation because his story wasn't allowed to be told, and he has a lot of big sponsorship deals.
Did anything
with
get messed
Jordan.
up in that?
Nah, because not at all. It didn't. Thank God. You know what I'm saying? Everything went smooth.
Yeah.
Lil B is a crazy dude, so it's like
right.
it's like if Lil B comes in here and he probably do something wild to where we all might have to jump on him too, man.
Yeah,
so
okay. All right.
I think it was just a character. It's not like he did it to an artist who is reserved, and it's Lil B. He's a wild cat, so he probably got what was coming to him, really.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. So now let's just talk about the history, man. Let's get back into your history. Now, I'm a Queens guy, so like I said, it's just hearing Webb, having you here, this is big for me just as Queens. What part of Queens did you grow up in?
Well, I'm actually from Brooklyn.
Oh, you're from Brooklyn? Okay.
I'm from Brooklyn, but I lived in Queens for a while. And this was Springfield, right by
Springfield,
right off the Conduit.
Oh, right over there.
Right off the Conduit.
By Springfield High School over there.
Right there, right up the block. So that was kind of crazy. And as a matter of fact, funny story, Fab, when he first got on, we lived together in the same house.
Over there on Springfield over there?
Right off the Conduit.
Wow.
So the kids used to come to the door and knock on the door.
Yeah.
And it was nuts, bro.
Yeah.
It was nuts. You know what I'm saying?
All right, no, so we gonna get to Fab, because that's we definitely gonna get to this Fab for sure. But all right, so one of the things that kind of just I guess struck me interesting, like when I'm reading the story and going back and forth, is that you went to like Brooklyn Tech High School, man. That's like a specialized, that's a smart school.
You
That's
did
homework out here. This rap radar, baby.
Wow, nice, absolutely. Went to Brooklyn Tech High School, and that was monumental in my career and my life, really, because it took me from being around mostly guys who were from the hood to a total new demographic, and I'm around all races and cultures in Brooklyn Tech, so most of the high schools, they're in the hood, you're gonna be put in a hole with, maybe one type of person, but I was able to, expand my vision by just being around different people. So, shout to Brooklyn Tech, you know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Specialized. I passed the test, you know what I mean? I was happy, I was surprised, but I passed it.
Right. Okay.
Yes, it probably saved my life, really. You know what I mean?
So how do you feel, how important was that to you, just going to school, right? Like, and being in the industry and taking what you learned from your schooling to apply it to the industry?
Again, it was monumental. Schooling is what really takes you from point A, and it can lead you to your ultimate destiny if you use it the right way. So, like, there's a lot of my peers that didn't go to my school. They might have went to a different school, a bad school, quote unquote bad, and they might not have continued their schooling. Yeah. And I feel that is what separates me from your average guy that's on the block. You know what I'm saying? So I was on the block, but then I went to school, so it enabled me to kind of leverage my situation, my knowledge, and kind of go back to the hood. And
yeah. All right, so now let's talk about, because you mentioned Fab. Now, obviously, Fab is a big part of the story.
Oh, man,
a big part of the legacy. You managed Fab for about 15 years or something like that?
I managed him for 15, 16 years, man.
All right,
absolutely.
So wait, before we could even get to Fab, we got to get to Clue, right? Because Clue was just the integral part of this kind of puzzle piece.
Oh, man, Clue.
Where did you be?
That's my blow, Clue. Well, okay, Clue is from Queens. That's the brother. That's my bro for life. We was doing parties together. I'll have him DJ. I would get the venue. He'd throw me a great price. I got him through his manager Skane. Shout out to my boy Skane.
Yeah.
And you know, a relationship formed just on us getting money together. You know, getting money together, it'll make anybody really close. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, we had a really tight bond, me and Clue. You know, I'm just off of doing shows together, out of state, in state.
Yeah.
So that's.
What you guys just met in Queens, like kind of same block, same area?
Through Skane. Through Skane. Me and Skane have some business dealings and stuff like that. And Skane introduced me to the world famous DJ Clue.
Right. Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? And yo, it kind of was a match made in heaven, really.
Yo, but that era, man, like Clue as a DJ was the guy.
Yeah,
the hottest DJ. Yeah. Like if you were on a Clue tape, that's instant. Like
set,
you on
bro.
already.
He was set.
How do you think? What was it about Clue? You know, that made him get this hot? Was it just getting all exclusives and kind of running around? What do you think? That
Clue is a hard worker, bro, and Clue is very focused, man. Clue doesn't let up.
Yeah.
Clue is focused, and he goes hard, and once he locks in on something, he doesn't give up. You know, and that's one of the main things that Clue, nothing could stop him. Like, people hated on Clue. You know, you can't stop Clue, bro. So it's like, you know, Clue is a machine. He's relentless, man. Right? He's relentless, bro. He's a little monster, bro. He's a little monster, Clue. So
yeah.
You know, and he'll get exclusive. He won't stop. You know what I mean? Whatever he had to do, he'd get exclusive. You know what I mean? Whatever he had to do.
Okay, I feel that.
Take him. He take him out your car. You might play something. He might record it.
Right.
Like Clue do his thing, man.
Get it down like that.
Shout out to Clue.
All right. Yeah. Shout out to Clue. So now I know when we said the first time, I guess Fab kind of got his recognition, it was going up to Clue and freestyling. Now I know I saw on Drink Champs on Nore's show. He said that I guess Nore was doing a freestyling up at Clue, and you guys brought him up there.
Exactly.
And that was, what paint that picture? Do you remember that day specifically?
Oh yeah,
like,
that was a big day. That was a huge day for me and Fab's career.
Yeah.
We went up there in a hoopty. You know, we had this beat up car. You know what I'm saying? He was in the back of the car, and you know, it was a bunch of us in the car. And Clue was like, yo, man, all of y'all can't come up here, bro. Just bring Fab up, you know what I'm saying? So we blasted, we send Fab up. Yeah. We stay in the car because there's so many of us, and we just listening like, oh shit, Nore's up there, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So eventually they freestyle, and Fab tears Nore head off. Right. Shout to Nore, man.
Right. Shout out to Nore, absolutely. Yeah. So was that the moment that you felt, I guess things kind of changed for Fab? Because I know you
Big
guys
time.
were just grinding on the...
Grinding, man. Yeah, we was grinding, and that was a huge, monumental time in history. You know what I mean? That I'll never forget that day. And yeah, it was great, bro. You know what I'm saying? It was a huge part of rap history, because that is what really got Fab into the game heavy, was him being on that show with Nore. Actually, if Nore wasn't there, it wouldn't have been the same. It wouldn't have been the same, because they was freestyle back and forth. And he was killing it.
So did Fab eat Nore at that time? Is that
Fab
fair to say?
ate Nore. Fab ate Nore.
Relax. No, you hear that? Relax.
Shout to Nore, though.
Yeah,
shout to Nore. Nore's the,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right, that's dope. Now, all right. I heard you say in another interview that you and Fab didn't have any paperwork, man. Now, in this day and age, in this game, in this era, like, you know, for people to kind of maneuver in
I don't do
business
paperwork,
deals,
man. I don't do paperwork with my artists.
And
that might be a stupid move, but people always could get through paperwork. Paperwork is just, you know what I mean? Like artists, management anyway. Management, you could always kind of rip through that. You could always get rid of your manager if you don't like them. I don't have papers on A Boogie. You know what I'm saying? And when you deal with certain artists, you don't really need paperwork, because if I had a contract and they don't like me, all they have to really do is just get lost. Well, have me out the loop. Yeah. And they could, you know what I mean? Once you're out the loop, it's kind of like
it's just
you're done.
Yeah.
So it's more, I build off relationships and my work, and you know what I bring to the table.
Right.
And I, for Fab, I think I did have like 6 months on him or something like that on paper.
Right.
And that was it. A Boogie, no paperwork, man. Like, you know what I mean? It's relationships.
Yeah.
It's relationships.
Okay.
Yeah, for management. Now, if it was signed to my label, then that's different. You know what I mean?
Right.
But management, I'm doing no paperwork, man.
No paperwork? Right.
No paperwork.
That's interesting, man. Do you feel that I guess makes the relationship run smoother when there isn't any kind of paperwork attached?
I mean, with me, it kind of like the relationship between me and the artist is what is precedent for me. It's not really the paperwork. So I just focus. It makes me definitely focus on my relationship more.
Yeah.
Paperwork, once you got them signed in, you could kind of, get lazy, or you can, you might do some things that they might not like, but not, me just doing it off the relationship. It makes me really, by default, it makes me go harder. So that's probably why I do it also. You know what I mean? I know they could always,
Right. Just at any time.
At any time. So
Right.
that's how confident I am in what I do. You know what I'm saying?
So talk about just, I guess, from the time that transpired, you guys are grinding with Fab. He blows up this Clue freestyle. The streets is going crazy. And I know that it said, I guess it took a while for you guys to kind of get that deal, the first deal with Fab, right? Was it at Elektra, was it?
Yeah, that's true. The first deal was at Interscope.
Oh, it was at Interscope, right?
It was at Interscope, and Steve Stout signed Desert Storm. And it was a situation where I believe they had dropped Desert Storm but wanted to keep Fab, and it was a decision where if Fab wanted to stay with Interscope or wanted to leave with Desert Storm.
Right.
So Fab is super loyal
nervous
dude.
at that? You was nervous?
Nah, cause either way I knew he was good, man. Like Clue at that point really had the streets.
Yeah.
So I knew
So
it wouldn't be a
already-
problem getting. Yeah, it was. And he probably already had something brewing. Like I said, Clue is an animal, man. So I wasn't nervous. It just really was on Fab on which way where he wanted to go.
Right.
And he stayed loyal to Clue, Desert Storm, and he rocked out. And we left with Desert Storm.
Left with Desert Storm, man. That whole Desert Storm era, man, that was
crazy.
That was a moment in time, bro. From Fab and Joe and Skane,
It was crazy, bro.
Oh man.
We was mobbing like these dudes are mobbing now.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
Like they
Going
say.
everywhere, yeah.
Going everywhere. I remember the first promo we went to Miami Beach. Picture taking dudes, Miami Beach, the first sign during was it Memorial Day weekend or something like that. So how that is.
What year is this?
This is like 99 or something like that.
God.
So
it's crazy.
It was crazy, bro.
Yeah.
It was crazy, and it was another time where I would never forget. You know what I mean? We went down there, we mobbed out. It was probably like 20 or 30 of us, and we had the time of our lives. You know what I'm saying? And
that's what's up. All right. So just with your relationship with Skane and the whole Desert Storm.
yeah.
Skane was out here getting deals, right? Did he work for Def Jam at
Skane
the
was,
time?
yeah, man. Skane was and still is a mastermind, but then he was locking deals in left and right. He had positions with Def Jam, and he was I believe Rockefeller for a minute.
Yeah.
And he was the business side of Clue back then. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So he even really bought Fab to the radio because Clue was he was taking his time with that, and I was on Skane like, Skane, bring him in, and it was really, Skane was monumental in that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, Skane was definitely monumental. Shout out to my man Skane Dollar.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
That's what's up. All right. Well, let's just talk about just your management, man. Just for someone who's coming up in the game and wants to be a manager and has an artist, what do you think, I guess, is the best advice that you can kind of give to somebody, just in your experience, man, in your tenure, to somebody who wants to manage?
Sure. I mean, management again is about relationships. You have to be one, knowledgeable, so you should read some books, you know what I mean, about what you're going into if you don't know how to navigate the music business. But I mean, just kind of seeing where you are gonna need to go before you go there. You know what I mean? You have to visualize everything you're gonna do before you jump into it, really. You know what I mean? And having a mentor is also monumental. You know what I mean? If you could find a mentor who's done it before, that's monumental. Prayer is definitely very important. You know what I mean? Keeping God first. You know what I mean? That's first and foremost.
So who would you say kind of, I guess, mentored you in the game and kind of gave you that knowledge and that goal to kind of just get everything that you wanted to go?
Yeah, I didn't really have a mentor, but I used to read books again, and I had actually I'm lying. And I went to college. I went to Baruch College.
I went to Baruch College.
Oh yeah,
yeah. I we out.
Yeah. So Baruch is a business school.
Absolutely.
And they had a black business center that helps the kids find their way, you know, from an early age. So I was a freshman and went in there. I always knew I wanted a record label. And I went in there and told them, you know what I mean, I want a label. So I forget the name of the guys. So I guess, you know what I mean, by default,
it was just
the Black Business Center in Baruch.
Right.
That helped me out a lot. So I went in there. They was like, yo, you should throw parties. Meet people from throwing parties. And then, you know, it's like networking. And, you know, from networking, you never know who you're going to meet, you know, and then you kind of just leverage that. Yeah. And, you know, and just piece it all together.
Absolutely.
So not per se I didn't have a mentor, but that center definitely helped me out a lot. You know what I mean?
Okay. So now talking just you manage a couple producers too. What do you think is the difference managing a producer and kind of managing an artist, just kind of directing the careers? How is that like different in terms of just the management style?
Okay, cool. Managing an artist is more hands-on. Managing an artist is more hands-on, where you have to kind of be in their face a lot and kind of mold their career and make sure that, you know, they're making the right steps strategically. A producer is a lot, it's a lot less one-on-one, face-to-face. It's more placing his tracks, and because it's less about, you know, his... It's all about branding, but it's a different way to brand. You know what I'm saying? So like, I can't get him any shows per se. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It's just on placing his tracks. So, you know, it's just the correspondence, how you correspond with them, really. Okay. You know what I mean? Right. Yeah. Okay.
So now, what would you say is the most, I guess, challenging part of just management and working hands-on with artists?
Just making sure that you stay acclimated to the climate. As far as like now, you see it's a different climate than when I started. Right. And I'm blessed to be able to be a part of both ages. You know what I'm saying? Absolutely. This is a new wave age. Back when I started, it was more about, you know, lyrics and, you know, and let's say Biggie was on top. Yeah. So it was heavy on lyrics. Now it's more on your branding and your following, and, you know, there's really no artist development now. But you have to be a master at artist development, you know, a master strategist, and you know that's key. Right. And keeping a good ear, a golden ear. I got a golden ear. You got the ear? I got a golden ear. I can always tell you what's hot or not. All right. After probably 20 seconds.
Well, is that something you're born with, or can you develop that?
I don't know. I used to want to be a rapper when I was a kid. You know
what was it like? You was Kid Fresh or something, right? Was it Kid Fresh? Come on, man. Kid Fresh.
Yo, that's crazy. Yeah. Yo, my name was Kid Fresh. I had the sweatshirt with the little felt with the felt Kid Fresh on it for Christmas. My mom got me that. Yeah. So like from an early age, I was listening to music. I wanted to be a rapper. I was in a break dance. Crew. Wow. We used to cut up the refrigerator boxes and backspin on the boxes. Cardboard boxes.
Right. 6 steps and all that.
Yeah, go to the train stations. We used to have battles in the train station, like the movie Beat Street.
Yeah, of course, a classic. Oh, yeah, knee deep in there.
Knee deep, man. I used to be in a battle crew and all of that, bro. So, man, yeah.
So, at what point did you know that? I guess you didn't want to rap, right? Because there are a lot of people, I feel like now, like, you know, you want to rap because you see your man got on and somebody else. At what point did you know, like, you know what, rap wasn't the avenue I wanted to take, and I kind of wanted to go a different route?
Well, my first hint at the fact that I didn't want to be a rapper was the feedback I was getting was that I wasn't so great. Right. So I'm like, damn, man,
you need people to keep it real with you, right?
Yo, you know, your friends gonna keep it real. Like, yo, Webb, man, you falling short, bro. Right. Like, maybe you should figure something else out. So from there, I kind of started looking at other aspects of the music business that I could fall in place into, as some other people should too. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody wants to be an artist, but it's so much opportunity, you know, in other in other areas of the hip hop music industry. You know what I'm saying?
So in today's day and age with social media and everything is so concentrated on just, your profile and you're visible, what do you think it takes in 2018 to break an artist? What does that kind of take?
Oh man, I'm a master at that. I'm a master at breaking artists. What it takes is basically assessing and analyzing their current situation, and then figuring out where they fit in what's going on. You know what I'm saying? At the point. So at this time and age, social media is huge.
Yeah.
So you definitely have to make sure that their social media presence is up to par. And there's a couple acts out right now that just came and they're huge. Like the brother Tekashi, for instance.
Tekashi,
yo, he blew up.
Crazy.
And and these kids are smart, man.
You like that record?
Yo, I love the record. It reminds me of Onyx. It reminds me of Onyx, man. And I like the kid. I like him, and I like these new age rappers, man. But it's about strategy, bro. It's all about strategy.
Yeah.
It's and this strategy now is based off of social media and creating a character.
Yeah.
Some type of character to fit, just like Bart Simpson is a character. So if you look at Bart, he's Bart. If he walks in here, he's going to have the same sweater on he always wears.
Right.
And he's, it's certain things, key things that he symbolizes. Every artist is a brand. So once you treat an artist like a brand, like this is Duce, right? It's Duce. It has a logo. It has a certain taste. It's you know what I mean? It's smooth, they say.
Very smooth.
Yeah.
Shout out to the sponsor, Duce.
Shout out to Duce.
Shout out to Duce.
Shout out to Duce. So it's just treating artists like a brand. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So tell me about you. I know you have like this digital platform now that you've kind of created with Webb Music Group, and talk about that a little bit. Just
sure. What I did was take my management and packaged it up into app/website. It's called Webb Music Pro. And it basically is like a manager in your pocket. So it enables these new acts to get access to these record label executives, to my knowledge and my strategies that I've been using for years. And it's digital, so everything's digital now.
So what is it like? Just kind of, is this somebody like you got to pick the people up, or can they sign up? How does the process
there's
go?
packages. One package you could just sign up, but other packages we have to accept you into it.
Yeah.
And we accept a certain amount of clients into it, and we focus on them and operate like a management company / label for them, actually. You know what I mean? And it's all done through an app and also through email.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So there's a lot of just digital correspondence, not as much face to face, but nowadays that's what it's all about, man. Yeah. It's digital. So.
Right. So for the artists, because we got many artists always kind of tuned in and checking everything out. When you have an artist that wants to, I want Webb to see my music. I'm trying to get on. I see Boogie's lit out here.
Yeah.
What does an artist do to capture your attention?
That's a good question. Every artist probably has something in themselves that kind of sets them apart from everybody else. That's what I look for. What in this person makes them different? Because there's a million artists right now. There's a pool of artists, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And and they're drowning and they're trying to figure out what they're doing. So if I see an artist that has something special about them, it might be, for example, I picked up these clients, and this artist, his name is Manny Lit. Manny Lit.
Where's he from?
Manny Lit is from the Bronx.
Manny Lit from the Bronx.
And he what stood out about him was his aura was great. And he came into it like he already was a star. So, looking at him, I kind of saw the star quality.
Yeah.
Even before I heard the music, and then the music kind of, spoke for itself, but I saw the character in him already.
Right.
It's kind of like, me seeing the vision before it even materializes, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it just pops out. I guess that's my gift, you know what I'm saying?
Just
so
being able to
I could look at you and see what you good at.
Oh,
yeah.
let me know. Yeah.
Yo.
I'm trying to get it. I need to check. I'm about to sign the Webb. I need management. Listen, man. Absolutely.
Yeah, man.
I like that, man. So, all right. Well, just like I said, in this digital age, like you said, just branding is so important, and a lot of times we see, you know, like you said, you have the Tekashis and different people that look different. Do you think that you need that type of edge and that type of different look just to be able to kind of capture the attention of today's audience?
Right. Not per se. You don't need that particular look. Like that's his look. That's what he's doing. But there's other ways to get, you know, to differentiate yourself from others. You know, you don't have to put tattoos on your face. You don't have to, you know, color your hair. You know, you could just you might just you know, you might just have that aura where you might dress in a tuxedo all the time.
The classic man.
That's what I want to see. Yeah, you might dress in a tuxedo, right? and wear a top hat.
Yeah.
You know, you might wear bathrobe all the time.
Oh, that's fine. That's Versace robes. Absolutely.
Yeah. So it's not per se, you know, just trying to look a certain way. It's just like let your aura shine out. Whoever you are, just amplify it. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Yeah, amplify it.
All right. So in that, just in the amplification, when you spot that artist, is that something that an artist is born with, or can they create that? Do they develop that charisma, that star quality, or is that just like you got it or you don't?
I think it's something that you do have, but you have to turn it up. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Just like let's say you know, you're an excellent host / interviewer, but you probably you got to turn it up.
Turn it up.
These artists, you know, just like I give let's see who else. I bring up another artist, a new artist out right now that who's a new hot artist out right now? Let's say Uzi. He's super
smoking
lit.
Hot. Smoking hot right now.
Smoking hot.
Facts.
You know, maybe he just he's from Philly. Yep. But you know, necessarily you wouldn't know he's from Philly. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So he just, I think he's being himself. He dresses different. He's not afraid to dress different. So it was in him, but he wasn't afraid to express it. You got to figure out what you have that's different and just turn that up. You know what I'm saying? And don't be afraid to express it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So in 2018, in this ever growing and changing business, like streaming is a big thing and a new look. How does like a streaming impact, you know, what you do and kind of your strategies? Does that change anything at all?
Oh man,
streaming is
great.
So prevalent in the industry?
Absolutely. Streaming becoming so prevalent now, and pretty much everything is streaming. It's no physical sales. It turns up the amount of everybody's buying stuff from their phone.
Right.
So you don't have. I could stream rather from my phone, and all day I could play this song, my favorite song, all day long, and it's monetizing the song.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's enabling us to financially gain a lot more than we would have been able from just physical copies. For example, A Boogie, you know, he has a bunch of platinum singles and gold singles and a gold album now. It might be platinum. Excuse me now. I didn't check. It might be platinum now.
RIAA, platinum.
And,
I don't know.
Yeah, and basically it's off of streams. And from physical sales, I don't know. You know, it was a decline.
Yeah.
So now with that being the case, it just enables us to make a lot more money. It put rap back on top of the charts. We took back over. We on top of all genres of music. Yeah. And it's gonna stay that way.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I feel that. I get down with that, man. That's listen, man. This rap radar.
Yes.
Rap is the number one genre right now in the country and globally.
Globally.
Absolutely.
And there's a lot to be said for that.
Right.
There's a lot of moves that could be made just from that alone. You know what I mean? And God willing, the moves will be made if the right executives step up to place. Yeah. And we could get a lot bigger and do a lot of other things politically just off the strength of rap being so huge right now.
Well, what do you think we could do, man? Like you said, it just kind of politically, what can we do as a culture that will kind of shift or change anything?
Oh, man. Simple. It's so simple. It's just what it's going to be is one, coming together. Okay. That's the first thing. Coming together under one umbrella. Okay. And then moving forward as such. I'll give you an example. Yeah. And hopefully this happens. All we have to do is focus on products and support products in unison. So we all support one soap, We all support one water.
Yeah.
We all support one. If you drink liquor, you all support one beverage. And
collective dollar.
100%. Everybody.
Right.
Everybody. Nobody's left out. If you left out, you're not a part of it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Once we do that, then we could get our money together, and we could make a lot of changes like that. It's really going to be financially investing together and moving the markets together.
So what about like withholding the dollar, right? Like you see companies like, I don't know if you saw the H&M thing today that was kind of went viral, where they had the shirt that said it was like, I'm the only
King
monkey in the jungle, yeah, something like that. So do you think like collectively withholding money would be able to kind of influence something?
I mean, withholding money always helps. The H&M thing, to be honest with you, and I hope they don't hate me for this, but I mean, I was looking at it.
Yeah, what you think? What you think about that?
I was looking at it, and I'm like,
was it too
King of the Jungle? I mean, what was it, Monkey in the Jungle? Hey, I'm the lead monkey in the jungle. Fuck it, yo. I'm the lead. Yeah, I didn't take offense from it.
Right. Okay.
I mean, I like monkeys.
Right.
You know what I mean? I mean, you might want to call me a gorilla. I don't think they meant it like that. To be totally honest.
You think it's just like a sensitive?
And the ashes fell on me, so maybe I'm wrong. Maybe God is telling me, yo, they did me. So if I'm wrong, God forgive me. But me personally, I'm looking at it, and I personally didn't. I thought the little boy was cute, man. It's a cute boy. H&M used a nice, beautiful young black kid for the ad.
Yeah.
His mom's let it go. I mean, I liked it.
Yeah.
H&M, they're gonna have to give some money up for that. We gotta
get something, right?
Hey,
yeah.
I wouldn't withhold the dollar only if they don't. They have to rectify it. If it was wrong or right, now they created a situation. You know what I'm saying? Kind of like the whole kneeling football thing. It's a situation that might have been blown out of proportion.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So do I think it was so crazy? So much crazier stuff has happened in that. Like, you could focus on so many other things than that ad.
Yeah.
Where, I feel if we focus on that, it's kind of like, that's a grain of sand. Like, that's nothing.
Yeah.
We're used to stuff like that. You know what I mean? I'm the king. I think that was a compliment. I'm the king monkey in the jungle, man. I'm the king. Fuck it. Like, yo, embrace it.
Okay.
Like we embrace the words of, of the past. We embrace certain words.
Absolutely.
Embrace it. Like, that's been happening. You got to take the lemons and make lemonades. We know where we're at. You know what I'm saying? You got to respect it. If you don't like it, we put our money together and move out of the country.
Yeah.
If you're not going to do that, well, you know what I mean? What are you going to do?
Right.
Withhold from H&M, if I'm not mistaken, I don't know if it's $1 billion company, but I believe it is.
Hundreds of millions. I think
it's $1 billion company, if I'm not mistaken, man.
I wouldn't be surprised.
I mean, I won't shop there anymore.
Yeah.
Just because if I'm wrong or right, it's a collective. Okay. So if people are mad, I'm not gonna rock with them. But do I personally think that was so bad and so crazy that they do it on purpose? Yeah. They're not stupid. They wouldn't do that on purpose.
Right.
Like, why would they do that on purpose?
Yeah.
I don't. Nah, man.
Okay.
I should have been in that.
Top monkey.
I'm the top monkey of the jungle, man. I like that. You know. Shit.
Okay. All right. I feel that.
I'm stronger than gorillas. I'm the top monkey.
Yeah.
Who's the top monkey? You know what I mean? A gorilla. A gorilla probably could beat. You know what I mean? Shit. I saw a gorilla beat up I'm King Kong.
King Kong, right?
King Kong is the top monkey in the jungle. Take it like that.
Yeah.
And move forward. And if you're not gonna do anything about it, just shut up and leave it alone. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And, you know what I mean? And move on to something else. If you're not gonna buy a football team, and you're gonna play on the team, you got a job to do. You know what I mean? Put your money where your mouth is. You know what I'm saying? All this kneeling stuff, I guess it's cool. That's a whole other topic.
What do you think politically, right? Because I just think that, between kind of the hip hop community and Donald Trump now in office, there's always that kind of like friction kind of going on.
Again,
right
man,
now.
you have to use that and make yourself better with it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I like Donald Trump in that he helps the collective come together. So Donald Trump might be saying so much crazy stuff towards black people or towards a certain demographic. It helps them come together. And then you figure out the problem. So let's say if it was Hillary Clinton, she might have rocked the baby to sleep, and then there's a separation. I feel Donald Trump has actually made black people more unified. So I like Donald, and I hope Oprah runs for president.
You see that 2020.
In 2020, Oprah 2020. Let's go, baby.
Man. But I don't know. So if you saw her speech at the Golden Globes last night, like one of the things that's kind of playing out in the forefront, just the microscope of sexualization, like of women and just all of that. How do you kind of like dealing with your artists, right? You know, there's always a lot of women on tours and all of that. How do you kind of
very carefully, very carefully, very careful, because it's a very sensitive thing right now, and you know, women probably have been going through that for so long, and you know, now is their time to really just kind of bring that to the forefront. And you might have done something that you think was small, like, you know, what do they call it, catcalling or whatever. Stay away and be mindful, and you know, just give women respect as if they were your mother. You know what I'm saying? Right. And again, I'm older now, so I could say that I'm in my 20s, and now, you know, I treat women like they are my sister. Back then, maybe not so much.
That was the 90s too.
That's the 90s. Yeah, that was the 90s. So you know, now you got to be careful. So you better follow my lead and treat women like they're your sister, because you never know what's gonna happen. You see what happened to Russell and all these other dudes, and they might not even did something so crazy per se, but you got to treat them like your sister, man. You can't, you know what I mean? You got to be careful out here.
I feel that, man.
Definitely.
All right, man. Yo, we definitely caught a lot of gems on this one, man. You out here spitting that knowledge, man. So listen, I just want to know, just lastly, what do you see is because you seem to have the foresight, man. Just kind of listen to everything you say. You got the eye, the foresight.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
What do you see just from now, you know, going forth with A Boogie, right? Because like I listened to the project. Yeah. An amazing body of work. Yeah. He's the Let's Say A videos. The Say A is going crazy right now in my rotation. What do you see kind of going forward and moving for young A Boogie right now?
Oh man, I see young A Boogie taking over the rap game by just his aura and just him. You know, he has such a good heart. And he has such a great, like, he's not afraid to smile, and he's a family man at heart. You know, if you listen to his music and really listen, you could see, you know what I mean, he loves his kid and he loves his wife, you know what I mean? And his music, it elevates. You know, I'll give you an example. One of my close friends, Matt, he lets his son loves A Boogie. His son is 3. Yeah. My son is 9 years old. I can't let him listen to too much rap, but he can listen to A Boogie. He can't listen to a lot of other artists, but A Boogie is a G rapper. Yeah. As far as G-rated, he's not he's not X-rated. Yeah. So he's gonna take over the game with that. You know what I'm saying? Okay. So that's why I feel he's definitely gonna be one of the top premier stars in. Well, he is already, but I see him growing so much more because of his attraction to the kids. His kids are gonna grow up with him. Yeah. 3-year-olds, 4-year-olds, they love him. So when those 3-year-olds, 4-year-olds are 10 and 11. And 12, they're gonna push him up. That's why I call him the young Michael Jackson. You know what I'm saying?
I feel that.
Shout to A Boogie, shout to High Bridge, QP, Bubba. Oh my
man, listen, man. High Bridge is out here. Yeah. High Bridge, the label, the Bronx.
Absolutely.
Shout out to Don Q, man. This was a great episode,
shout out to Don Q.
I'm glad you came out, man. Webb, thank you, man.
Thank you for having me, bro. You the man.
Absolutely.
Shout to Rap Radar, bro.
Hey, this is Rap Radar, Cigar Talk. Salute to y'all.